Listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey. Okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin pocket, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISOT down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
It's not over. Da 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 da. I'm mad. Da 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 da. All the moves with them shoulders and yeah. And you got blue beef falling out your glass. Old man don't want you in the club, 'cause your pussy popping, starting fights in the club. You come through in a rental car, just so anybody know that you a star. Come with 4 or 5 hoes, starting a fight, anything straight out the door. Okay, let's get into it. You acting kind of funny. I heard you popping for that money. I don't like that lighting. Let me fix it. You're looking for a baller. Babe, come turn the big light off. Nope. And we're trying to shift because the lighting is not giving what it's supposed to give. Ugh. All right, look, that'll work. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm back. So listen, I told y'all I'm still a little discombobulated, to tell y'all the truth. Okay, we're back home. It's raining today. There's a tarp on the roof, so you can hear the rain. It woke me up this morning. My bed is always comfortable. But yeah, you know, it's just it feels weird. It's really hard to focus. I don't know if y'all know, but my mind works at a very high rate normally, meaning I'm able to like retain a lot of information, like, or just understand and just have things in my mind just registered and checked in for when I come back to give it to y'all. And it's been so hard to retain things, especially hard since we've been back home. So this is my first video since we left our Airbnb in Atlanta. I have a lot going on, so I'm still trying to like handle the house things, deal with the insurance, deal with real estate agents in Atlanta. Like, it's a lot right now. And I'm a tad bit overwhelmed. But guess what? This is what I do. So I got to get up here and I got to do this shit. And I hope y'all enjoy what I have to give, because I'm going to give what I have. And that's all I got. Giving you the best that I got, baby. Okay? I had to give y'all that right quick. Listen, honey. Y'all ready? Okay. So I'm gonna start with Real Housewives of Potomac, and then I'm gonna go to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's just what it feels, okay? I appreciate y'all. I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad y'all came to see me. I'm glad y'all care to hear what I have to say about this bullshit. Okay? I know y'all. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on. Y'all, before I even get into it, I was just telling Lyric, like, as long as I've been doing this, it has never been hard for me to do this. It has never been like a time when I really felt like the shit in the world was happening faster than I could relay it or get it in my head to give it to you, or like retain it. Everything is still very foggy. So a lot of what's going on social media, I'm seeing it, but I'm not saving things the way I usually do. Like just today, I've been like, be sure to save it when you see it. Stop forgetting to save the shit. Because really, I just been looking at shit and kind of like glazing, not really like soaking anything in. So I'm trying to get my bearings and get back into the swing of things today. Oh, thank you so much. Is Zaz? Is it Zaz? Thank you. I appreciate that. So y'all, let's go ahead and get into the episode. Sir, are you going to remain? Are you going to stay in here? No, I mean, I'd prefer it. Yeah. Don't snore. But I mean, I'd like for you to stay in here. I need I don't know, just stay. Okay, so y'all, episode starts off with the last one left off with Real Housewives of Potomac, which is with Candice reading Ashley for, you know, all that she had to give in the moment, which wasn't a real read. She didn't have a real read to give Ashley. Just don't like the bitch. So I'm going to just say whatever comes to the top of my head. Yeah, that's usually what happens in a fight or argument, y'all. It's not reads always based off of well thought out analyzations of your life. Like every read isn't going to come from a psychological place. Some reads are going to be just straight up bullshit that I said because that's what came to my head. Like you brick bodied, shaped like a boy, big forehead, face ass bitch. Like, you know, it could be true. It could not be true. It could be totally hurtful. It could be body shaming. It could be all that shit. And guess what? Who the fuck cares right now? I don't like this bitch. It can be whatever you want to call it. But I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to her. So if you bad body, bitch, I'm not talking to you right now. So don't feel triggered. Okay? So I understand, Candice. I understand Candice. I do. But Candice is on a nationally syndicated reality show on Bravo Network and needs to be prepared for when people are triggered by her words and then feel like she's attacking them personally when she says things, because that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? You say one thing to somebody and all of a sudden it's, you know, a fucking statement on how you feel about all people that fit into whatever, you know, specific, you know, societal group, you know, that's feeling judged at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, Candice needed to backpedal and pussy pop for her own safety. And I wasn't mad at her for doing that. She gave her the fake apology after. Ashley's like, that's body shaming. It's like, Ashley, give me a fucking break. Ashley, you're not even that big, honey. And you're going to be even small. Like, it's going to take Ashley. It's been 4 weeks. It's taking me longer to lose the baby weight than the bitch. It's barely been a month. Give me a break, Ashley. You're doing amazing. And everybody knows it. And so does Candice. That's where she went. Because if Ashley don't do nothing else, is she gracefully and beautifully carries and takes care of her children. It is the most redeeming quality that the bitch has. Okay. But besides that, that's it. That's all. She messy. Okay. She annoying as shit. And then she's like fake woke. You know what I'm saying? She's fake woke. Babe, babe, fake genuine, all of that type of shit. Like, and then she pulls her white woman card out every now and again and slams it on the table like she's Amina from Love and Hip Hop, New York or some shit. Like I I have many issue with the girl Ashley. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, I'd still do yoga with Ashley. I definitely take Ashley's yoga class and feel the namaste and good energy that she gives, and then see her in a crowded bar with her creepy old man and feel all of the other feelings. But everybody has their positives and negatives. Ashley says that Candice's hair is dry. Candice needs to get her hair done. So Ashley clocked that. It would have been a ribbon session for the God. I'm from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about you bad. You know what I'm saying? We curse you out bad. We talk to you bad. It's harsh. Y'all think I'm harsh? I'm really not that harsh, y'all. I'm probably one of the nicest New Orleans people you may ever really meet. Okay? Because when I tell y'all people that's from here talk to you so fucking bad and really don't think they disrespecting you at all, I ain't won't get disrespectful with your stupid ass. What? Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all something, okay? Thank you, Quasia, for the super sticker, okay? So y'all understand me. Understand me that I get Candice. Thank you, Quasia. I get Candice. But Candice is not, at home at her kitchen table. She's on national television, and she needs to remember that when she makes these statements. And that's just the truth of the matter. And Ashley is smart enough to, keep things at a very surface level as to never hit that deep. Ashley doesn't piss off large groups of people because she never hits that deep. But what she does do is like she'll little pinprick you over and over again over a period of time until you want to throw her off of a large submarine boat into an ocean she can't swim in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you'll want to do with her, but Candice will just gut punch you hard as fuck one good time. And like they just handle things differently. Gizelle brings it back to Robyn because we forgot that this whole get together was for Robyn's boring ass in her braids. Nobody cares. Mia is having a picnic and she wants Karen and Giselle to make up. Mia says that Karen told her to tell the girl, specifically Giselle, that if the word death is taken off the table, all will be forgiven by the Dom. And Giselle says, well, she's never going to get that, okay? She will be dead before she gets an apology from me. And I'm just like, y'all, when I tell y'all I would never apologize to Giselle would never get an I'm sorry from me, bitch. Like it would never happen. Like when I tell you, I would be every other word, but I'm sorry. Okay. I'm remiss. You know what I'm saying? I received that. Like it will be all the words around it, but it would never be I'm sorry from you, bitch. It just would never be that. Oh, yes. Ashley called Candice a chipmunk. It was very funny because it was accurate. Okay, it was very, very accurate. I wonder if she does what I do, where you chew food sometimes and you store it in your cheeks. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's about, but it's you know why? Because my dad used to make me finish all of my food. So you learn how to chew and put shit in your cheeks so you appear to be done eating before you actually are, so that you can get up from the fucking table. Like that's what that is. Okay, I get it. Yeah, Candice had to do that too. Your mom made you sit at the table because there are people out there starving. That's what middle class and upper middle class Black people do. If they've ever had to struggle or watch other people struggle, they're gonna make you sit at that fucking table and eat all of that damn food. And what you will do is by the time you get to the end, you so damn full and you can't eat no more, but you gonna chew it and then have it in your cheeks. And then, slowly swallow it or later spit it out, whichever you prefer to do. But yeah, that's why Candice eats that way. I totally get it. But yeah, it's definitely a chipmunk thing to do. She's still adorable. She's an adorable little chipmunk. Oh my God. Candice, you adorable little chipmunk, you. And just like chipmunks, they will run up on you. Okay, a squirrel. I'm sorry, A squirrel, she'll run up on you with fever until you back that bitch back into the air and then she'll run off. You know what I'm saying? But they come towards you with just so much fever and you're bowing in there. You know what I'm saying? They're the cute rats. That's what they are. They're the cute. That's what I think squirrels are. The cute rats. Anyway, Mia says, what Karen said. Giselle's just not apologizing, all that shit, whatever. Bye. Karen is filming a Surrey County tourism video in Potomac. Karen, what are we doing? Karen, I'm starting to think that you're leaning into this silly old lady bit, where you say things out the side of your neck that doesn't really make any sense, but it sounded good for you in the moment. Just a lot of things that just seem like the kooky old lady thing to do, Karen. And I feel like because you can't fit into the young ingenue or the lawyer or the executive role, you're now going to settle into sexy, silly old lady. Is that what we're getting from you? Are we going to get Rose from the Golden Girls from you, Karen? What the fuck is this? Like, why are you in front of us filming part of this tourism video for Surrey in Potomac, as if Surrey is going to bring in the lots of folks because that's where they make peanuts? And I don't know who didn't know that peanuts came in shells. They're called sunflower seeds. I'm just saying. All of them, walnuts, like all of them, pistachios, all of them start out inside of an encasing called a shell. And then you break them out. And people break shells and they sell the peanuts, or they, sell them all together. Like, where do y'all live where they don't sell peanuts with the shells on them? I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but it's just a lot of bullshit. What I will say is that her old ass looked good. I was nervous when she got on that slide, but she handled herself very well. She slid down and everything stayed down. I said, I hope her dress did not get dirty, because that's all I could think about is you sliding down that slide and getting that damn dress dirty, okay? Or, a slither of your old puss coming out. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm just, Lord have mercy. Yeah, privileged and dumb folks didn't know that nuts. Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't realize that people were actually that dense, but okay. Giselle talks to the kids about she and Jamal only being friends now, as if they did not already know that. And Grace's face says it all. Okay, girl. Okay, okay, girl. All right, Ma. Giselle talks to them about having their own and not losing themselves in relationships. I really appreciated this moment. I really did, because I feel like it's a great conversation to have with your daughters, because I think that's one of the things that women have done over, the millennia or whatever, is concede to the idea that we are lacking in some mental department, so we can't, do for ourselves in the way that men can. It's a lie. It's a lie that's been told. It's a lie from the pits of hell, if you ask me. And I do feel like this was a very likable moment for Giselle, for her to have this conversation. Don't do what I did with her daughters. It proves to me that in some way she's been self-reflective about the decisions that she's made to not do more, or to continuously lean on her beauty instead of on her, her mental, you know what I'm saying? Or her, or something else. But as much as she tries to pretend as if she's, lent herself to all of these different things, ultimately, ma'am, you've been a glorified housewife your entire life. Like, whether you were married or not, you've been a glorified housewife. You've had the ability to not really have to work while being taken care of by a man because you had children for him. You're a glorified housewife. And that's why you're on the show. So, it fits. But you're also like a struggly one. And I think that's because at some point, you've got to learn how to Shawnee O'Neal this shit. And she didn't learn that before the divorce. She didn't learn how to Shawnee O'Neal this shit just yet. So her struggle, to me, has been trying to create for herself what Jamal was able to create for her, So I really appreciated her having this conversation with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't do what I did. Don't rely on a man. Get your own. Don't go to school to find a man. have life experiences, live your life. It's the same thing that Heather from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was saying about the experience that she wants her daughter to have. And it's funny how even though a lot of colleges are not Mormon or, even strategic in that way of only wanting the women to find men, but that is exactly what happens in college. A lot of women find the men that they, decide to lean on and rely on. In Martell and Mel's situation, the woman that they're going to lean on, and rely on. You know what I'm saying? Because she had the licenses, because she passed the test. But that's another conversation for another show. But yes, see, I don't think Giselle is just a weak woman. I'm gonna tell you why. Weak women don't become the heads of churches like that. They also don't get on reality shows like this. Y'all, it takes a lot to finagle yourself into these positions. It doesn't matter how stupid y'all think these women are. The fact that they're on your television every night on Sundays and making money to do so. They make money to argue. They make money to do things that you do for free. That's not a dumb bitch thing. That's not a weak bitch thing either. However, it showcases where their priorities are, what they think is important. It just reveals the pitfalls of what they find important in life versus what they should be finding important in life. That's really all Giselle did, was showcase herself as somebody that was not raised to dig any deeper than surface level what this looks like, what I look like, what my life looks like, not what it actually is or what it really should be. You know what I'm saying? She is a mean and jealous woman. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you have to understand that people who are jealous hearted or mean, it's because they've been told that people constantly feel that way about them in some way. And I feel like she's one of those people that because of her beauty, she felt entitled to certain things. So when she realizes that her beauty doesn't necessarily make her the richest person in the room, doesn't necessarily make her the most well-liked person in the room, I think that upsets Giselle. Because she thinks her beauty is supposed to get her the things that other people work or use their mental for, i.e. Monique, i.e. Karen, you know what I'm saying? Even no, because I'm about to say Ashley might be smart, but I think Giselle likes Ashley because Ashley was able to take this shit to the next level. She got her old rich white man, and I think that was the dream. That's the dream, to get you an old rich white man. Okay. But yeah, Giselle was 30 plus when she married Jamal. She was no spring chicken, definitely should have done more. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. She definitely relied on her looks too heavily indeed. You know what I'm saying? But we're moving on. We're moving on from that. Okay. But yeah, I enjoyed that conversation because it shows me that even though she's not showing us that she's actually looking at her life, she is. Candice comes home Candice comes home and Chris is drinking. And she's like, "Are you drinking?" And they're like, "It's 4:50 p.m." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a reasonable time to drink. The fuck?" Listen, anytime close to 5 o'clock to me, anytime after 3. Like, I'm not gonna be drinking at noon or 1, 2 o'clock. But if my work day is done, then I'm gonna drink. Honestly, when I used to get off really early in the morning, if I wanted to have a drink at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I would. I got off work at 11 a.m. The fuck? The shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of felt like, they were trying to draw attention to that. I'm like, let's not do that. Like, let's not make it seem like Chris is some alcoholic. I see y'all trying to do that though. Either way, she's nervous about pulling off this music video she has going on. Then she has the shoot that she's inviting all the ladies to. And Chris is like, he's not going to be there. She's mad that he has his own shit to do. And she's feeling a way about it. So she starts to cry. And he expresses that he feels like it's all about her and she doesn't care about the things that he has going on. And she's like, "Well, I don't want you to feel that way. I feel like I've been treating you really shitty, And she folds her tissue in corners and shit. And I just was like, "Girl, please make that Kleenex deal happen," first of all. But second of all, I feel like the only reason you felt bad in this moment is because of the way people have been talking about Chris and the way Chris expressed to you he feels as if he's been making sacrifices for you. Okay? Chris has been making sacrifices to be your manager because you don't want to pay somebody. But he also has his own dreams and career aspirations that have nothing to do with being your husbander, Candice. So I really do feel like until she heard Giselle say he was riding her coattails, she didn't realize how much she was probably asking him to give up for her. And then in the interim, what people would think because of it. You know what I'm saying? So basically, this is something you need from him as your husband. He's doing it for you, and then he's getting beat up by your friends for it. See what I'm saying? So yeah, I kind of felt that I felt like the moment was real. You know what I'm saying? But they made up, and they're gonna put the shit to the side for now. I don't like how the camera kept zooming in on his drink, like the ladies never go to brunch and drink at 11 a.m. Yeah, I didn't like that either. I was just kind of like, stop tripping. It's almost 5 o'clock. That man can have a fucking drink. Anyway, and y'all, let me tell you, if there's anything I have like gathered from this very stressful few weeks I've been going through, is that sometimes at the end of the day, the liquor is necessary. May not be for everybody, but for some of us that need to get the energy out of our body, the alcohol helps. That may not be for everybody, but y'all, nothing has served me more than a good drink during these past few weeks. And I am not becoming an alcoholic for it, okay? Because I did not drink yesterday, and I will not be drinking today. But ultimately, you know, ain't nothing wrong with somebody having a nice glass of brown to collect themselves at the end of the day. Okay? Whatever time of the day, the end of the day is. Now, when we're talking about somebody that's drinking all the time, when we're talking about somebody that's not getting out of the bed in order to earn the drink, that's conversation for Robyn. But yeah, moving on from there. Wendy and Eddie play with the kids, and it turns into a convo about police brutality. Do we have to? I don't want to. Ashley and her baby meet up with Karen. They talk about Giselle putting Wendy, through the ringer. She attacked her for 2 whole days before you got there, Ashley. It was ridiculous, But they also talked about, Surrey County and all of that. And Ashley says that Karen knows Giselle is going through a hard time right now with the whole Jamal breakup, and her feelings are really hurt. And Karen's like, I know she's going through something. I wish she would express it to us. She always wants everybody to give everything that's going on in their life, and she never wants to give everything that's going on in her life. So she has something going on in her life. You know what I'm saying? And I totally understood where Karen was coming from. But I do want Karen to stop acting like she's really mad about this situation with Giselle saying that Ray would be dead before her looks dissipate. Girl, she looked a mess when she said it, so I thought that was even funnier. There's no reason, no reason for you to take this that hard, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Ashley wants to be the shared middle for Karen and Giselle to come together. I said, what in the sexual innuendo is going on here? Ashley, sometimes I think that you like Michael because both of you are creepy. That's what I'm starting to feel like. And listen, nobody likes to be between, 2 women more than me. But no, right now, no. That's not what this is giving. That's not what's needed here. And you saying that is where my mind went. So it feels like to me that's where your mind was. But it could just be me. But whatever. I don't care. That's when they brought the thing that she was like, I want to be in between them. I was just like, Ashley, please stop being a creep. I have said to y'all from the beginning, I felt like Giselle and Jamal were really together. And then I started to think that it was fake. And then I felt like it was a toss-up between the two. Like maybe they tried to make it work for the show, but it just wasn't working. Either way, I feel like if Giselle is going through a hard time, then Giselle needs to express that instead of having it edited out every time she's not having a moment of being sterile. Because Giselle loves to like go in on people, ask them really, deep, profound questions about their personal business that she really shouldn't be asking them. Like she does a whole bunch of shit like that. And then whenever somebody asks her, it's, well, I don't want to discuss that, or it's very cut and dry, or it's a lie, a complete lie, a falsehood. Okay. And she says it with a straight face and everybody lets it go. But whenever she has these moments where they say she went off at the reunion show, when her and Robyn got into it, all these moments where she's actually had moments that she showed that she was not always in control of her shit, they've edited it out. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't. I haven't mentioned fan base. A lot's been going on, Saki. I forgot that I signed up for that shit. Thanks for reminding me. I'm on fan base, y'all. Maybe I'll start putting stuff on there once I learn how to work it. But yeah, y'all should follow me on there. Robyn goes to therapy to talk about her trust issues since homeboy took her and Juan's money. Robyn eventually gets to the real deal, and that is that she wants Juan to bring out the good things in her instead of beating her up about the bad things. She wants him to support her the way she supported him when he was looking for a job. And when she kept referring to Juan as her fiance, it was annoying me. Because I was like, why do you keep talking about that man like he's a fiance? He's not a fiance. He's your ex-husband who you never really broke up with. I was so annoyed. I was really annoyed. Like, I was just kind of like, Juan, it's not your fucking fiance. And then when the therapist or the counselor, whatever the fuck the lady's, stats are, whatever she is, asked her, are you planning a wedding? And she's like, no. Why is the response no? Why is that the response, Robyn? He's a fiance. Because you know that if y'all were going to get married, you would have gotten married to him. I'm so tired of Robyn with this. Y'all, Robyn is insecure down to her mannerisms. When I was watching her play with those fucking braids and tugging at the sweater and the way she was looking, I was like, ma'am, please find yourself. Please find yourself before you spent your entire life masquerading and pretending to be something that you are not for the sake of what I do not know. And y'all, I swear to God, I'm not always talking about the fact that I think Robyn's gay. I'm not even really talking about that. I just think that Robyn doesn't know who she is as a woman, period. Doesn't know who she is, what she wants. And it's because she's never been on her own long enough to figure that out. She was Juan's girlfriend. Y'all know they have that trauma bond shit. Then she's Juan's wife and the mother to his kids. And now she's Juan's concubine back at the house. We don't really have to be married to. B. Cox, I know that Juan and Robyn are engaged, sweetheart. I reviewed this show. What I am saying is, whether he proposed to her or not, that was for the show's benefit. That's not because Juan really wants to get married to Robyn. They still live together. They have never really stopped living together. They got a divorce and they were still fucking and living together. That's not your fiance, bitch. That's your ex-husband. That's what I mean. It's not factual in the fact that you're not even anticipating marriage. He's not your fiance. If Juan wanted to be married to Robyn because he was all in love with her, they would have went down to the courthouse and made that shit official a long time ago and saved their money instead of trying to plan a wedding that she doesn't even want to think about planning. When you call somebody your fiance, it's because you want to marry them or because you want to have them shut up and leave you alone about getting married while still reaping the benefits of being with them. And that's what Juan is doing. I need to clarify that. So, right. And Michael also said that Juan was not getting married to Robyn. I said that too. But Michael said it. Michael knows Juan. So there's that. That is what I am referring to when I talk about him not being her fiance and her saying that way, sounding stupid to me because that's not what the relationship is. That's all. Yeah, but her kept saying that made me want to throw up a little bit in my mouth. Mia's picnic. Ashley and her baby in a stroller. I'm not mad at Ashley bringing her baby to all the events, but it's just like, damn, Ashley. Do you have to plop your titty out with such fever in every episode that we see you. Every time we see her, she's like, hi everyone, tit. Oh my God, I know, tit. You know what? This is just ridiculous, tit. Like, I just be tired of seeing her plop her titty out. And I'm all here for her being able to plop it out. Like, it's just because I'm not going to eat everywhere with Ashley in real life. You know what I'm saying? But I am seeing her on television plopping her titty out every time I see her. Okay, at all of the events. Okay. Thank you, Jamila. Thank you so much for the super chat. Exactly. She centers wine and she doesn't know who she is outside of him. If she learns and loves herself, she probably won't want wine. I'm glad you said that because that brought me back to what I wanted to say. Is that I feel like she held him up when he didn't have a job because she felt responsible for the money not being there. So you didn't even really do that out of love. You did that out of guilt, first of all. Second of all, he spent most of y'all marriage cheating on you. If y'all had not lost y'all money, would you have wanted to stay with him for real? Because you never really left him. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is that Juan is never going to give Robyn what Robyn has given to Juan because Juan feels like his presence there is enough because he does feel indebted to her, but his presence is enough. He's never going to do what she does for him, for her, because she was doing it out of guilt. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to go down like that because he doesn't feel that same guilt. He just feels indebted to her because of what she and her family have been for him in his entire life. But that doesn't mean they need to be in a relationship, a romantic one. That doesn't mean they need to be married. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean they need to live in the same house together. That does not mean that Robyn needs to be laying in the bed waiting for the moment where she finally feels good enough to be what Juan wants her to be. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for that because that brought me back to that because I forgot that I wanted to say that. Thank you, Alexis Celeste. Hey, Bondi. Today is my 20th birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you for continuing to put out great content despite your current situation. It will work out. Thank you so much. I know it will. Thank you. Hey, Tina. Juan and Robyn are trauma bonded. Thank you for the super chat. And yes, they are. But yes, I do think they love each other, y'all. I do. But I just think that Robyn is just so lost. Robyn needs to get herself together first before she can be anything for anybody. I think her lack of motivation comes from her not really knowing what she really wants. A lot of her life has just been, oh, I'm pretty and I fall into these, these situations and I get these opportunities. She's even lackadaisical at her mothering, and that's no disrespect to her, but she's lackadaisical at everything that she does, which means to me she's never really had to try hard for things, That's not to say that she isn't trying hard, to be on the show or to sell her hats, whatever. But it just makes me feel like it's because she doesn't know who she is. And if she did, then maybe she would have a little bit more oomph about herself. But moving on, y'all. So yeah, Mia's picnic, Ashley and her baby. Wendy's not here for Giselle. Candice's wig. Candice, the wig. I know, but I mean, for the situation, it was fine. I thought everybody looked beautiful. I liked Robyn's dress, but I didn't know if it fit, even though it was pretty. I didn't like the hair though. It looked good from far away, but once you zoomed in on it, it was like these curls have no real, they're not doing what they're going all over the place. Where are the curls supposed to go, Robyn? I don't know. I want Robyn to get that shortcut back. I feel like that shortcut on Robyn was everything. I want her to get that back. But all the Grecian, Escala looks beautiful. I don't know what the fuck Giselle was thinking about. I was like, Giselle, what are you wearing? It's a no. Wendy looked really pretty. I can't remember what Karen had on, but I think she looked great too. Everybody looked good, you know what I'm saying? But either way, the video shoot. Giselle asked if Ashley's invited, and Candice says, no, she's not invited. They don't like each other. Stop trying to make fetch happen, okay? I know I'm not the only person that said that. I literally just finished watching Niecy's video and she said the same thing, but I've been saying that the longest. Stop trying to make fetch happen, okay? Okay? I've been saying that stop. It's not happening. They don't like each other. Stop trying to make it happen. Giselle, if you invite Ashley to this girl's video shoot and a fight breaks out, I'm going to drag you by the neck. Ashley doesn't care. Ashley doesn't care. Ashley does not care whether she's invited to any of Candice's events. Mia wants the girls to say something nice about each other, to which everybody is like, what the fuck is this? Like, what do we look like? Children? Ashley starts with Candice. Ashley appreciates that she is following her dreams. Candice loves the way that she has firmly planted herself in her motherhood. My husband said, it sounds like Candice is jealous of Ashley's mothering and Ashley is jealous of Candice's singing talents. And I was like, you know what? That brought something to my mind. They started out doing pageants together, and I feel like Candice's annoyance with Ashley comes from Ashley probably getting to be in spaces that Candice felt like she shouldn't have been able to get into just because she's light-skinned. I'm not even going to say skinned like I wanted to. I think that Candice is talented. Candice has been curated by her mother in a way, for sure. And I think Ashley is jealous of that. I definitely think they see things in each other that the other wishes they had. And they are, in fact, jealous of that. And I'm not even saying that Candice wishes she had anything that Ashley has, but I do think it bothers her that as a brown-skinned girl, she's probably had to do so much more and work so hard to get into the exact same rooms as Ashley does without really having to be as good. Not having to sing as good, not having to dance as good, not having to have the same poised background, and still being able to be in pageants and get on the same show as Candice. I really do think that that's what it is. And that's y'all that's how people be. That's how people be. It don't always have to be, jealous of something specific. Sometimes it's really just, I don't like the fact that this person has been able to have a life that I could not have, or that the world has treated this person better than they treat me. And, it's a real, racism creates a lot of feelings that people should not have, but they do. Ashley operates as a white woman. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think it's Ashley's mothering. I think it's Ashley being basic as fuck and getting praised for nothing. Like I just said. Like I just said. But I also think that it's not really the mothering as much as it is how it has become a veil for Ashley. Ashley, being a good mother, has been able to endear her to people who otherwise would not have been endeared to her. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I think that also annoys Candice, that Ashley is able to use her motherhood as a way to escape accountability for being the little bitch that she is. That's just what it seems like to me. Ashley's mom wants her daughter to be a white woman. Child, that's child. Another conversation for another time. We ain't even gonna get all into that. So Robyn loves that Karen can laugh at herself, and I love the way Karen said, and Robyn, I learned that from you. I learned that from you, Robyn. I feel like you did the same thing. Thank you for that. And I think that was shade. I think Karen was saying, bitch, you make a fool of yourself all the fucking time, and you let your friend clown you. So obviously, if I've learned how to laugh at myself from anybody, I've learned from you, because you the biggest joke on this cast. Boop. That was what Karen was saying without saying it. At least in my mind, that's how I took it. That was the read that I got from it. Okay, it was a download, honey. It wasn't direct. It was in between the lines. Read between the lines, read between the lines. Okay. Robyn says that she appreciates the passion that Wendy has for her family, and she's gonna leave it right there. That's it. That's all. I think that it was so funny that she said that, because I think she thought she was shading her for the confrontation they got into last episode. But see, I think that you brought up Wendy and her passion for her family because it's something you lack. Robyn don't have a passion for nothing but Giselle. I said what I said. Okay. Anyway, where was I in my notes? Before I started reading comments. Escala appreciates Karen's mothering spirit, and she appreciates Giselle's free spirit. Giselle takes this time to tell Karen that she doesn't like her at all, and to point out that Wendy is obviously still angry with her. I said, if you weren't going to do the assignments, then just don't hand in your paper. Don't hand us in shit we didn't ask you for, Giselle. That's why you don't. That's why we don't like her, because everybody has to play, with the rules except for her. I'm just saying. Child, if Robyn had a passion for Juan, then she wouldn't allow for their relationship to be in limbo. He is a comfort to her. He is a security blanket. That's not passion. Child, not the way she turned a blind eye to him cheating on her for all them years. Passion. Wendy says, why do you say that? When Giselle says that Wendy is obviously still angry with her. And she says, well, you haven't reached out to me. She said, well, you haven't reached out to me either. I really liked Wendy in that moment, because I was like, please turn it back around on her, because you're not going to shit on me and then tell me that I should have reached out to you. Like, get out of my face. Giselle says, okay, well, we can talk now. I love when she gets that confused look on her face, because she realizes that she can't really respond. Thank you for becoming a Patreon, Lisa Faye. Mia interjects and points out that Giselle was defending Eddie in saying that she didn't believe the rumor. And Wendy's response was from out of space as far as Giselle was concerned, meaning I was trying to defend your husband and saying that he wasn't a cheater. So you coming at me was from outer space, and you won't take accountability for it. Wendy says, you want me to apologize for defending my family and my husband, and I will not do that. If you were really my friend, you would have come to me and taken me to the side to tell me about this rumor. And that's when Giselle says, that's the only thing I will apologize for. I never heard an apology. A minute ago, she just said that she didn't do anything but defend Wendy. But now there's something that she could have apologized for. Giselle is full of shit. You all over the place, bitch. You just want to win an argument, and you're not winning. And it's so funny to me, because everybody wants to talk about the lack of substance that Wendy so-called has since her titties and her ass got bigger. But the truth of the matter is, she's still getting y'all together like the CNN correspondent that she is. Okay. Thank you, Yasmin, for the super chat. The way you always hit the nail on the head is in these reviews. Thank you. Thank you for keeping it real. Love your channel and praying for better days. I appreciate that, love. I really, really do. So where else were we? Okay. They let it go. Wendy and Giselle let it go. Wendy says it's momentary. It's a temporary fix. They're going to get into it again. I'm sure they will, because that's that person Giselle is. If you're not Robyn, you're going to catch these flames, okay? Because Robyn is the only person that lies down for them. Everybody else is like, fuck no, bitch, okay? Or you get a pass like Ashley. Giselle says that she's not trying to destroy families. That's Karen. I said, oh yeah, Karen's trying to destroy families, even though you've gone after everybody's family. And all Karen did was ask you about the rumor that your fucking pappy had already put out there. Girl, please. Candice says that she's been thinking about this. And she asked if the info about the other woman broke up Giselle and Jamal. And Giselle says no, because she already knew about it. She and Jamal talk about everything. Candice says, then why didn't you say that? Giselle says that she was going to let Karen make an ass of herself, and she wasn't going to respond to someone doing research about her life. Girl, please. You wish somebody was doing research about your life. That's why you on this show. You like attention. Stop acting like you don't want it. Okay. And the truth of the matter is, you let that shit slip about you wish you had known that, which makes me feel like y'all, for a moment, even if it was just for a moment, I think for one moment during this whole ruse, this farce of a relationship, this rekindling, she thought that it might work out for a minute and found out about the other bitch. But see, no boundaries were actually ever put in place, but she thought it might actually work out this time. And to find out that he was still the same nigga he'd always been probably put her in a mind state of feeling like, yeah, we'll just go back to being friends, but we can't be in a relationship, you know. But that's what I think, y'all. And that's what I'm starting to think. I think they might have originally tried to get together for the show, and then something felt, you know, good again for her. So she tried, and then something happened to make her feel like that was a mistake. And that's why she said, I wish I would have known that 2 years ago. And yes, the kids already knew that Jamal was trash. So when Giselle turns around and says that she wants an apology for her kids because her kids were hurt by what Karen said, I said, you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. Your kids already knew who their pa was because that information was not new, like you said. And another thing is that the only reason you want an apology for your kids is because Karen had been asking for one for her since you mentioned Ray and then death in the same sentence. And we all know that Karen is on bullshit, but the truth of the matter is, so are you. So are you. You're not really hurt. Get the fuck out of here. You're hurt because Karen asked you about your relationship and if it was real or fake, or if you knew about Jamal cheating on you, or how many times you were going to let Jamal cheat on you after he already done it, after you'd come on the show and made it your storyline of being the scorned wife from the mega preacher who was fucking everybody in a congregation and having babies. It was all well and good to get a book and everything, bitch. But now we want to act like Karen bringing it up on the show is somehow hurting the kids. Girl, you being with Jamal was hurting the kids. The kids didn't want you and Jamal to even be together, and you still decided to be with him. And now you're going to sit up here and act like it was Karen that hurt the kids. Girl, if y'all don't get y'all friend Giselle the hell up out of my face with this foolishness, it's foolishness. Foolishness. Do you hear me? Foolishness. Okay? But of course, oh yeah. Really, Candice? You gonna pat Giselle on the back for being honest about her feelings as if she couldn't deduce that the way to win this argument was to actually act as if she had some fucking feelings for once? Sometimes if you can't win an argument through bullying somebody, the next way to win the argument is to pretend as if now you have feelings that have been hurt. So someone has to be accountable to you so that you don't have to be accountable to them. Because I never heard Karen get an apology from Giselle. I never heard that. And it annoyed me that Candice was like, oh, you know, she's finally being honest with her feelings. I've never heard her say that she was hurt about anything. Girl, get the fuck out of here, Candice. Really, that's what we be talking about. Where is the real energy that's in the confessionals and on these fucking interviews with Jasmine Brand and all these people? Where is that energy for Giselle when you are in her face? Where is it? I don't see it. Anyway, Karen apologizes to Giselle. Even after Giselle starts screaming about who is she apologizing to? Talk to me. If you're gonna apologize, boo, talk to my black ass. And I was just like, see, when she was doing all of that, that apology would have never happened. If she would have kept talking to me like that, when I tell you, I would have been like, well, that's the apology I wanted to give. It just dissipated into the fucking atmosphere with you acting extra in this restaurant. Kiss my ass, because you don't deserve an apology from the very beginning. All the shit that she done did, and then she gonna sit up there and say all the times I've apologized to Karen. I've apologized to Karen so many times. Yeah, it's because you're always doing shit to Karen. Karen doesn't do anything to you, which is why she's never really had to apologize to you. You've made fun of Karen to the point of getting t-shirts made when her husband had tax issues. Okay, you told her that her husband wanted to fuck Erica Lyles all loud and shit at this business event, okay, with your messy ass. Then what with the t-shirts, what else? There was something else that she did. The pizza, coming to the house to see if she really lived at the house that she lived in. Meanwhile, you out here living in a $900,000 tear down. Let Candice tell it, okay? So it's just real annoying to me that you're going to sit up here and act like that girl ever owed you an apology for anything. She ain't never did shit to you. But you've always had something to say about her. You've always had something to say about her husband. You've always had to say something about what she had going on over there. Like, get the fuck out of here. I've apologized so many times. Yeah, because you stay doing shit, bitch. Anyway, thank you, Paige, for the super chat. they're giving Giselle the same basic credit for finally sharing her feelings that was given to Martell for doing bare minimum at being a decent dad. That's a good correlation, but I feel like it's even deeper when you're talking about Martell, okay? Because honestly, I feel like a lot of what gets Giselle out of the bullshit that she's in is being light-skinned and pretty. And having the mean girl leader personality down pat. It is what it is. No, Candice's music is super cute. I like Candice's music. I like the new song. I like the drive you home shit. Like I look, I think Candice is doing great. And I'm happy for Candice. I just hope she doesn't continue to let this show diminish her, because I feel like she very much doesn't know how to deal with the negative comments. She doesn't know how to ignore people. She doesn't know how to just let it fly off her back. I understand, because it's hard. I do. But I also feel like you're on Real Housewives of Potomac. There is no reason for you to be going back and forth with anybody on social media, Candice, because people are going to have shit to say no matter what. Block their ass and continue to be blessed and being on their television. But stop giving people all of this ammo against you when you get online and unleash on them because they didn't, said all kind of crazy shit to you and you want to reciprocate. Stop doing that shit. Rise above all the haters. Rise above all the haters. Okay, do us that favor and do what Candy told you, girl. All right? But anyway, we're about to get into Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So y'all know what y'all need to do for me, right? The conversation had just ended and you guys did not need to hear what I said. Okay, prostituting myself so my husband will heat my coffee up. I suck your dick, man. Heat up my coffee, please. It's sad. I do it for free. I like him. Anyway, y'all ready? They say it's only 200 likes and 700 people in here. Well, y'all know what that means. That means y'all playing with me and we need to do this again. You wanna stop playing with me? You wanna like the video? You wanna stop hating on me? You wanna like the video? You wanna stop stalking me? You wanna like the video? What you gonna do? Talk to me, let me know. I'm ready, is you ready? Like my video, stop playing. Don't be a hater. You watching. You watching, ain't you? Oh, okay. Sometimes, listen, sometimes you have to do it twice. Sometimes you have to bring it back. Thank you. Thank you so much. My throat is dry. You think the beef between Karen and Giselle is fake? Well, that's a possibility. And there's also a possibility Giselle is just very unlikable. But whatever. I need another table. Weird. Anyway, so y'all, let's get into Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So y'all, 2 months before Jenny from the block was popped in her box braids, the episode starts, okay? So we saw like the little snippet intro of everybody like, what's going on? What's happening? Oh my God. And finding out that Jen got popped by the Federal Raleigh Hoods and all of that. And y'all, I really do think she knew she was going to get popped before. That's why she had them braids. Okay, you can't tell me she didn't have an earbud in. So I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where coming over, came from Southside. You know what I'm saying? Hawaii, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Jen going to jail, probably, absolutely. She did that shit. Hopefully they'll just, give her a heavy restitution. Give us some probation and time served or something. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think she needs to go to jail for that? Let me know. Anyway, y'all, so Lisa goes to see Jen at her new house. Okay, she's leasing a new home. At least she's being honest about it. 6 months prior, Sharif left her And she thought that they were getting a divorce. I said, you mean to tell me Sharif finally went and stayed by his other woman's house for a little bit longer than 2 or 3 days? Oh, he said he was tired of her bullshit. And, now she's fighting to fix the relationship because at first, y'all know how Jen can be. Jen is an asshole. So Jen probably was sitting up there like, oh my God, Sharif, you're not doing what I need you to do, Sharif. Oh my God, what about me? Wah, wah, wah. Sharif was like, listen, I've had it up. I'm about to go. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't come looking for me. I'm out. That's what Sharif said. These kids is grown. Bitch, I'm out. Okay? And he left and went by his other woman's house to find some peace. But that got Jen's head together because apparently they are back together. Okay? And she says that she needs to be in a place of peace. Her new home is beautiful. Y'all, let me tell y'all that if there's nothing I love about Salt Lake City, it's the motherfucking real estate. Their homes are always impeccably placed. Good views. Good modern, feels, but, woodsy. Give me my bricks. Give me my large archways. You know what I'm saying? Give me my view of the snow. Like, it's amazing. I love it. Thank you, Asada. Giselle is so unhappy because Jamal is chasing someone else and that's driving her crazy. And Jamal is having fun donating sex to the community. Yeah, that's what he gives. And that's what the Lord put on his spirit, to give that dick out to whoever wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Some people are called, to share their dick with the world. Good for those people. Don't husband them. But yes, moving along, you guys. So like I said, we're at Jen's beautiful new home, okay? Her and Sharif are working it out. They're figuring it out. But she wants them to have healing, okay? She talks to, I'm sorry, I'm skipping shit. She was talking to Lisa because Lisa had came over to her place. And her and Lisa go from talking about the situation with Sharif and how she got Sharif to come back home, which I don't know how, but Sharif's back home, to talking about the situation with Meredith. So ever since the reunion, things have continued to get worse between Meredith and Jen. Jen has gone online and liked tweets and comments made about Brooks. Y'all know Brooks is Meredith's son. Apparently, Meredith feels as if Jen outed Brooks or is talking about his sexuality and liking comments and shit. She don't like that. Stop talking about my son. Jen feels like he shouldn't have said anything about my vagina and I wouldn't be talking about him being gay. Honestly, you guys, Jen doesn't need to be showing her vagina to everybody. This is true. But Brooks was being a shady queen when he was commenting on it. And she said he was being a shady queen, so to speak. And that pissed his mom off because the mom and dad don't want to admit that Brooks is gay. I don't know how they don't want to admit that Brooks is gay. But child, my mama was like, that daddy don't look like he having a good. My mama ain't never seen this show before. I had the show on. She was in the room 5 minutes and said that daddy looked like he not happy that son is gay. Mm-hmm. And when I thought about it, I was like, you're probably right, mama. Because when I think about it, Seth did not show up to Brooks's clothing line fashion show. Remember, y'all know he got that one jogging suit that he's selling and the daddy didn't come. And he could have been there, but he wasn't there. And I often wonder if the issue between Meredith and her husband Seth is because he is not as accepting of who Brooks is. I don't know if that's true or not, but it did kind of feel that way. You know what I'm saying? It did kind of feel that way. But at the end of the day, Brooks is still a fucking adult, Meredith. He's not a child. And you the one that let him come on this show and get a confessional and run his fucking mouth. So if he won't run his mouth about some vagina, then that vagina can say, oh, you don't want vagina. That's why you felt that way. You making faces about my pussy. It's probably because you don't want no pussy. Like, it seemed fair game to me, but I guess I could be wrong, I guess I could be wrong, but that's what I felt. Yeah, I felt like he was an adult speaking to another adult and they got into it. And now Meredith is making it like, oh, she's attacking my kids. And it's like, child. He's not a kid. He's gay. It's okay. It's all right. But I forgot they're in Salt Lake City, Utah. You know what I'm saying? And other is not that accepted. You know what I mean? Hey, Terrence. I'm with that. Yeah, you think so? See, I feel like that might be it because if you notice, Meredith is very protective of Brooks, even in her relationship with Seth. And I feel like this might have been what they weren't speaking on, but what was going on last season when she was upset with him. And remember, they called him because he didn't show up to the fashion show and Brooks was on the phone crying and shit. Child, Jen definitely thinks she's in a music video. But why is Jen so obsessed with the guy? I mean, is she obsessed or is she just online being messy? I didn't perceive it as obsessed. I felt like people probably tweet her things. She probably sees tweets because she's on Twitter like everybody else and she likes it. Which is, I mean, Jen is crazy though. Like, we know this. Jen is insane. Jen is insane. Jen is also, I think, in some ways doing that to piss Meredith off because she wants Meredith to do what everybody else has done, which is bitch up. And Meredith refuses. Meredith refuses to bitch up and let you run her the way you run Lisa, the way you run Heather, or the way you scared the shit out of Whitney. And they know Mary's ass is crazy, so ain't nobody trying to be like her, even though I love when she's the same person in the room because her ass is so crazy. It's hilarious. Okay, it's hilarious. When Heather was talking about she loves when she, gets filled up with Jen's friendship juice, and Mary was like, bitch, what is that? No, I don't want to hear that because that makes me uncomfortable. I don't want that. What the fuck is that? When I tell y'all, I was dying laughing at Mary. I love when Mary's crazy ass is the right person in the room. I don't know why. Meredith used Brooks to cut ties with Jen. Yeah. And he was pushing that for a while too. Meredith is being hypersensitive. I think she is, but I also feel like Jen has continuously gotten in that lady face and fucked with her, and she's not here for it. And I'm not mad at her for that. I'm mad at her for the way she's acting like it's about Brooks. But at the end of the day, oh no, when I tell y'all, none of them hit me back when I said something about it. So I don't know if they saw it. That was the first thing I said about the show when I got in the DMs with the ladies' first panel. I was like, not if you come for me, I'm going to send Jesus after you. Bitch, I was dying. I was dying. Why does Jen look like the lady in the Johnny Depp movie, Cry Baby? You talking about Hatchet Face? You think Jen look like Hatchet Face? You think she look like her? Too funny. Anyway, y'all. So Lisa talks to her about Meredith and feeling like she's in the middle. She wants them to have healing and come together. Lisa says that the way Meredith feels Jen treated her, it's not much different from the way that Whitney and Heather treated her. And I'm just like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It absolutely is different. And I'm really mad at Lisa for comparing those two things like they the same. Not once did Heather or Whitney get in your face, curse you out, and do all of that shit that Jen did to Meredith. Like, get the fuck out of here. Y'all can act like y'all forgot about that shit. But last season, Jen was losing her motherfucking mind. She was doing the most. And she did it to Meredith. And I don't understand why. Y'all remember that when she was just screaming in that lady's face and the lady just got up and I was just like, man, get the fuck out of here with this shit. Lisa getting on my nerves too. Okay. Later, there's a get together with Jen's family, and she got the aunt there who had her legs amputated, and she had to tell us that she smelled like expensive Versace perfume, bitch, or Louis Vuitton perfume, child, whatever it is. Child, listen, y'all know I love me a good expensive perfume. I got on a good expensive perfume right now that I'm probably gonna have to buy the whole bottle too because this sample smell real good. This Music Invisible by Juliet's Got a Gun. Y'all know that's my favorite. I found them when I used to do what you call them? I smell good, bitch. Y'all remember when I used to do that? When I used to do that, I got into Juliet's Got a Gun. It's my favorite perfume. It's a tad bit expensive. It's not like $500 expensive. It's like $200 expensive, but it's still like my favorite perfume. And like they put out this new one, and I got the sample on, and I keep smelling it. smells really good. I don't often smell perfume on my body because I get perfumes that mesh scent bird. Thank you, y'all. I usually get perfumes that really mesh well with my body chemistry, so I don't smell them after a while. But I'm still smelling this one and I'm loving it. Anyway, so yes, she smelled like expensive perfume, bitch. Okay, and not no hospital, Mary. All right. And it's all her family there. Her mom cries and says that she really wishes that Jen's dad was there. And Jen brings it back to how she's so glad that she and Sharif work shit out because the whole family is dependent upon the two of them being together. And I'm like, well, let me tell y'all something. Whenever they show us them old pictures of Jen, I be like, child, Jen was damn sure the black lady at school. Child, Jen, you is a black lady. I don't know how you got this white, but you is a black lady, Jen. And when I say this, y'all, when my mama found out she was Tonka, my mama was like, oh, they just like us. And when my mama says that, it's because as New Orleans people, we have like a real understanding for how black people come in different ethnicities. I mean, yeah, in different ethnicities, nationalities, but they're still black people. So the Tonka people from Hawaii are indigenous African people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when we say Africa, we mean people that migrated from Africa to Hawaii and then the indigenous people that live there. Mind you, Hawaii is close to the equator. So obviously, the closer you are to the equator, the darker the people usually are. That's why most indigenous people to a lot of the Caribbean places, Australia, any of those places that are close to the equator, the indigenous people be black, okay? And have thick ass hair, all right? So even though they may be Asian-ish, Asiatic, that does not take away the fact that they are a darker complected people innately, okay? So when you see them old pictures of her, I'm like, if that ain't a black lady, I say, I don't know what she did to herself. I don't know what she did to herself. Well, you know, a lot of African people and, you know, well, Asia's, you know, indigenous people, like there are very dark complected Asian people, y'all. I know what you mean. She not black for you, Hannah. But what I mean is if you look at older pictures of her, I feel like you can clearly see. Okay. You can clearly see that that's you don't get that color if you not of African descent in some shape, fashion, or form. And a lot of people are Asiatic. Black people can be Asiatic, y'all. There are, like, I don't know if you know this, but you can get an Asian, I want to say, not Nigerian. There's another ethnicity of African people that look exactly like Mexican and Asian people. Like Chinese, Mexican, and this form of Asian people all look exactly the same. They just have different skin colors and hair textures, but their facial features are the same. Like the Tongan, they migrated from Tonga to Hawaii. The majority of Pacific Islanders separate themselves from black people. We have tones of them here in the Bay. Well, you know, everybody, Kenyan, thank you. Everybody likes to separate themselves from black people because the world treats black people badly. People from Trinidad, yes, okay. There are dark-skinned Asians. There are definitely dark-skinned Asians, y'all. They bodies all thick. Y'all, they even have, like, you know, thicker grain of hair. Even if their hair is straight, the hair shaft is way thicker. Like, it's a whole bunch of like things with the ethnicities and the nationalities and how, you know, at the end of the day, most indigenous people and all that are black because, you know, close to equator, indigenous people who were there first, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know a little bit about your, you know, human history and all of that shit. But ultimately, I don't know what the fuck she did to herself, but she looked way better back then. And her mom does look like some of the old Creole ladies that we know. Okay, so when my mama was like, oh, they like us, it's because they're a mixture just like we are. Lovely Mimi is black too. No, she is not. I understand what you mean, but no, she is not. Fang tribe from Africa, Gabon are the ancestors of indigenous Filipinos. Thank you, Barika Hele, for coming with the facts. I love that. You get what you, but see, I don't always be knowing the names and shit, but I also just understand innately how these things work. So that's why, yes. Yes. Okay. And if you understand that Africa was the cradle of civilization before all the tectonic plates and shit, the earth broke up to become what it is. Everybody was innately in one space. I said, acting black and being black is not the same thing. And I have and not saying that she may not derive, but that's not the same thing as what we talking about when we talking about Jen looking like a straight up black lady in them old pictures and now looking like whatever the fuck this is. So I don't know. Oh, okay. Luda's wife is from Gabon. Yeah, okay. Thank you for addressing the geographical shifts over time. Yeah, people don't get that everybody started out in Africa because it was all central. It was all one thing. And then it started to break off. And then people from Africa migrated over the years, even before it was being, the Moors and all. Even before it was like really being recorded like that, we were traveling to other places, which is why remnants of us were already here in North America before slavery became a thing here. But whatever. Whatever. Deep conversations that I didn't even mean to get into. But yeah, y'all, going on into Salt Lake City and everything. Sharif is the support system for her family, so she got to make sure that she don't fuck it up for everybody, basically. Meredith has Heather over to her new home with the views, honey. Things are getting better between she and Seth. That's why they decided to get a new home. Heather talks about her daughter Ashley getting ready to go to college. She doesn't want her daughter going to BYU to find a Mormon soulmate. Basically, she wants her daughter to have a very Americanized life. Get out here, live your life, be a freestanding young woman, find your strength, and then find you somebody to be with, because if not, you're going to be an old bitch trying to figure it out. And it's not fun when you don't, have titties that sit up, naturally and all of that. Basically, get out there and make all your mistakes while you're pretty enough for people to get over them. Okay. Whitney and Justin have his older kids over, and she shows them her new skincare line that she's coming out with. She says she's tired of sucking dick for money. I said, aren't we all? Whitney dropped the cake for her because it was one of her older sons, one of Justin's sons' birthday. So she's coming out there with the birthday cake. She's already drunk because they had been doing shots and shit. She's only like 5 years older than his oldest kid, I believe. Drops the cake, picks the shit up. True white lady shit, y'all. This is some real white lady shit, to drop a whole cake on the ground and think that you can actually pick that bitch up and put it back on a plate and we all gonna eat it. I'm sorry. That seems like white lady shit to me. But I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna move on from there. Okay. Mary has been alone because her husband is in Florida and he refuses to come back. Okay. He does not want to come back. And all she has is her teenage son, who definitely doesn't have time for her. So now she's made a habit of talking to herself, and she started a podcast. She's got two older church gentlemen there with her, probably people who were involved in her church. Okay. And she had the DJ there pray, and he was getting into that Father God. Father God, and deliver us, and come through when we need you, and be there, and that's what he does, and you call on his name, and Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the Lord, and Thursday, will be there on Friday, and give us a break on Saturday, and then come right back real hard on Sunday. Lord, be there for you on Monday when you go to school. Jesus. Okay, like he was going into it, and she said, wait a minute, stop. Let me show you how to do this. Lord, we want to thank you for everything you have done for us. We want to thank you for all you have given us, and we want to thank you for being what you have been to all of us in our lives when we needed it. Amen. Hallelujah. That's how you do it. Okay? We don't need you to do all that. She said, no, nigga, you're praying too loud and you're praying too long. Bring it down, shorten it. Yes, they also talked about how they all used to smoke weed. I said, y'all should still be smoking weed. Ain't it legal where y'all live? Get the fuck out. Mary's still smoking joints. Okay, she needs to be with her crazy ass. Anyway, but she says that she doesn't feel like she's of this world. She feels like, that she's for God. Okay. I'm for God. You know what I'm saying? And she does the bug eyes and she's telling us about how she's for the Lord and she's not of this world. And I'm like, oh, you're not of this world? That's why it's okay for you to fuck your step granddaddy and marry him? Never mind. Anyway, them men was all into what she was saying. And then we meet the new girl who's right here, y'all. This is the new girl, Jenny. Jenny is Vietnamese. Okay. She came over here back in the day. She has a very interesting story. She was held hostage when she was trying to come from Vietnam on a boat to come to the Americas, but it didn't happen. They got kidnapped and later sponsored by a church. I'm like, oh, really? So you got sold into captivity into a concentration camp, and somehow here come the Christians. I'm gonna let it go. But I need to understand why people think that Catholicism and Christianity aren't the same thing. People are always saying that, and it really is starting to annoy me. I grew up Catholic, right? Christianity is anybody that believes in Jesus Christ. Catholics believe in Jesus Christ. You have Christianity umbrella. Okay, here, religion, Christianity. Then you have Catholicism, Protestant. Catholicism is Catholicism, and Protestant is Baptist, Methodist, Mormonism, and anything else that believes in Jesus Christ as your overall savior, but might just do things differently. Okay? Yeah, I don't understand what they don't get. Like, people are always like, because that's what Jen said. She said, I was Christian, and then I converted to Catholicism for my husband. And I'm like, it is the same thing. I don't get why they don't get. I know it's a denomination, y'all, but they always say it as if, Catholics aren't Christians. And that, I don't know why, but that starts to bother me because I'm like, y'all do know we started this shit. That's not a good thing, but Catholic was first. Okay? Catholic was the first Christian. And then when Martin Luther came along and he saw that y'all were out here paying for the forgiveness of your sins through the fucking Catholics, he created the Lutheran Church, which is where Protestant churches come from. Okay? Yes, the rituals are different, but they believe in the same God, is what I am saying. Jesus Christ. All right. And hell, even in certain churches, rituals are different. Protestantism is a breakaway from Catholicism. Exactly. Protestant period is the break off. Like, so everything else that's under Protestant, like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm telling y'all know I understand this religion shit, right? It's all religious semantics. It really is. People who believe Catholicism is different from Christianity also believe Egypt is separate from Africa. Child. It's called Northern Africa. Go to hell. Okay. That's like saying that sorry, y'all. That's like saying that Canada isn't a part of North America just because it's not a part of America. Like, that's a lie. Anyway, but she just tells him a story about how she came to this country. Her husband is a chiropractor. She played the shit out of her husband. She was like, when I first met him, I was like, oh, he had a nice body, but his face, but it was all right because he had me. I was like, girl, he's actually a nice looking man. I did not understand that. I was like, your husband is actually nice looking, girl. What you talking about? Anyway, she cute. She speak her mind. We're going to get a lot from her. That's why she's actually a part of the show. So I can't wait to see more of her. She's actually friends with Lisa. So everyone except Jen and Lisa, and Jenny obviously, meet up at an igloo to have lunch and discuss Meredith's father passing away. He already had dementia, so she felt like she'd already lost him. But, he's physically gone now, and that's been hard for her. So after they say a prayer led by Mary, they get into Jen and Heather saying they get into Jen and Heather and her saying that, about the friend juice. I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all know the friend juice comment that I made earlier. And Jen has called Meredith and Mary racist, which is why nobody is fooling with her. Like everybody is like, fuck her but Heather. And Lisa, obviously, but Lisa isn't there. And Meredith starts to talk about all the shit that Jen has been saying about Brooks and how he's still trying to figure things out. I said, girl, Brooks is not trying to figure anything out. Brooks knows who he is. Like, stop it. He's trying to figure out life at 20 or 19, however old he is. But sexuality, sir. I was like, no. Yeah, that Asians versus Bajans or whatever the fuck that comment was. Yeah, I was just like, okay. But you know, that's fine. It is because the Arabs don't consider themselves to be Africans. Child, they can consider themselves to be whatever the fuck they want to. If you are born on the continent of Africa, you are a fucking African. Get over it. Like it's geography. It's not up for discussion. It's a fact. It's basically you were born here, so this makes you this. Like that. That's basically how this goes. I was born in America. I am American. That's how that goes. You are born somewhere. You are therefore a citizen of that country. That's how it works, or that continent. That's how it works. Okay. Y'all just like being racist because something wrong with y'all. Anyway. So Heather says that Jen does this to everybody except for Lisa, you know, treating them like shit. And Meredith is like, which I don't really understand since they weren't even really friends until after the Vegas trip. And you can tell that Meredith is feeling a way about Lisa and Jen's friendship and how it sparked right as, you know, Jen is getting into it with Meredith. Which I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. Honestly, I feel like Lisa was low-key feeling a way about the fact that Meredith wasn't talking to her about what was going on in her marriage. And her friendship with Jen was almost like a passive-aggressive attempt to piss Meredith off because it's like, well, you're not sharing with me, so I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to be friends, you know, I'm going to be friends with Jen even though she's been disrespectful to you, and I'm going to not validate your feelings whenever, you know, you say that she did something to you because Meredith was like, I have text messages, I have all kind of shit to prove all the shit that Jen has been saying about my son, but Lisa doesn't want to hear it so that it can be true in her mind that, you know, Jen isn't this person. Child, I don't know what the fuck wrong with everybody and why they like being abused by Jen, but you know, that's their own issues, I guess. I also think that's them deeply religious people. They love punishment. That's why you like being friends. Heather especially. Heather is a glutton for punishment. Even though she didn't want to be a part of the Mormon religion anymore, you can tell that that wasn't her choice. And she would have sat in that punishment and in that pain and in that unhappiness her entire life if it meant fitting in. Because she wants to fit in so fucking bad, wants to be liked so fucking bad. So that's what I think about when I think about Heather's relationship with Jen. A lot of people that are deeply religious for some reason like to inflict pain on themselves. And I think that Heather's relationship with Jen is almost like her relationship with the Mormon church. Well, you know it's not good, but you can't get enough of it because you love the you know, you like the push and pull. And what that means is when people treat you so bad, they bring your expectations down very low. So when they give you just a little bit of happiness, a little bit of act right, it's like the biggest thing in the world to you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's now what her relationship with Jen is like. Normally, I only see those types of relationships happen when people are fucking. But you know what? I guess they can happen in friend groups. Moving along, y'all. So Meredith has this get together for the Sabbath at her house, and her family and Lisa and her husband and kids come over. Even though Meredith is feeling a way about Lisa's friendship with Jen, she still invited her, right? So, and this is why I like Meredith, because I feel like there are moments when Meredith is a complete and utter grown-ass woman, and I appreciate that about her. Because so often on these shows, people do shit that is so unrealistic to what a grown-ass woman would do. Meaning me and my friend got into it, but I'm still inviting her to this get-together at my house, like, because that's still my friend. You know what I mean? So anyway, they talk about Jen and the whole situation with Meredith. And she says if Jen comes at her again, the way she has come at her in the past, she is no longer going to be in Jen's life, period. She's not doing this back and forth with her. You're not going to treat me like that. Lisa wants them to have a conversation, but Meredith feels like there needs to be an apology towards Brooks. Okay. And it said when my notes say she had to remind Lisa she hasn't done anything. Yeah, they're talking and Lisa's acting like she has no idea any of the things that Jen has done to Meredith, but wants Meredith to come to the table with an apology for Jen. And so Meredith is like, bitch, I don't have to apologize to her. I didn't do anything to her. She's done everything to me, and you're sitting here acting like you don't remember it, but you want me to apologize to her for something. It's ridiculous. And then she jumps on how the situation with Heather is the same. And Meredith is like, no, it's not. You can say all you want to, that it's the same, but it is not the same thing. She has continuously come for me and my kid and my family over and over again. She has gotten in my face. She's basically assaulted me on multiple occasions. The only thing that happened between you and Heather and Whitney is that they got in your ass at the reunion for being fake and phony. That was it. It's not the same thing. Heather ain't went at you and yours, okay? Not the way that Jen has went at Meredith. And I think Jen goes at Meredith like that because Meredith won't allow her access like Heather, Lisa, and all of them do. And she doesn't show fear, you know? So I think that's why Jen is like, you know, I think constantly fucking with Meredith because she wants to see that she can get to her, because not getting to her is annoying. But at this moment, y'all, besides the Brooke situation, I still am here for Meredith. She's still my favorite at the moment. Yeah, that's it. That's all that happened, y'all. That's all I got. I've been talking for an hour and a half, and I'm still supposed to come back to y'all with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop Miami. I'ma see. Do y'all want to see that? Let me know, because I want to do it. I made notes for it, but I just wasn't finished getting all my screenshots and shit. And I gotta watch Miami again, so I might have to come back. I don't have to watch it again, but I just need to go through it to make sure I didn't miss anything. So it might have to be like a 5 o'clock live. But do y'all still want it? Because, you know, I'll come back and give it to y'all if y'all want it. I want to see it. Okay. Mary can't stand Jen. I wouldn't be able to stand that whole neither. Miami. All right, so let me watch Miami again. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yes. Okay, I see yeses. All right, y'all. I'm gonna change the time of the StreamYard and set it again. And we spoil. Y'all are, but I love it. And I'm gonna come right back. Okay, so y'all just give me until like maybe 4:30. All right, because time is going by so fast, y'all. All right, y'all. Bye.